KG Kelvin Gastelum, his name is after a fucking kilogram, which is funny because this dude cannot fucking make weight to save his fucking life. And I made a TikTok about raging about Kelvin Gastelum missing weight, but I actually want to talk about it because it's actually a bit of a joke. But I also think we need to take into consideration what fighters actually go through when making weight. But Kelvin Gastelum is no exception. Kelvin Gastelum is no exception, okay? So a little bit of history about the man on screen here. KG, Kelvin Gastelum. I'm on a road to gold. Maybe he wore that fake fucking belt against Robert Whittaker when he pulled, or against Israel Adesanya when Whittaker pulled out. We all remember. We all remember. And Gastelum has missed weight, from my research, I think 4 or 5 times. One back in like 2014, one against Tyron Woodley, one at the weekend, one against D-Rod, and I think there's one other. Like, how many more chances are you going to give this guy? He's after missing weight by 5 pounds at middleweight or some shit like that, or whatever it was. I think it was 5. He missed weight by 10 pounds against Tyron Woodley. 10 fucking pounds. That's a weight class. And the reason I'm making this video, Brian Battle got cut from the UFC for missing weight. Brian Battle was such a good addition to the UFC. I don't think people understand how much of a bottle that was. Not really a bottle, but like, fuck me, Brian Battle. You couldn't have just made the fucking weight because you were so entertaining. I loved Brian Battle in the UFC. He's like him and Shane Burgos are the two I want to see back in the UFC. But for Gastelum, time is up. Misfits boxing is calling. The PFL is much more your style now. The win he got at the weekend is not. It's not legitimate. It's not a legitimate win. If anyone knows what that's from, let me know. It's not legitimate. It's not a legitimate win. That doesn't count in my books. Like DC even said, I didn't want to give you the mic. You cheated. You're cheat. You lost. You shouldn't have won that fight. You didn't lose, but like, you cheated. You came in there 5 pounds over, and did anyone see him at the weigh-in? Fucking jacked. He went like that at the weigh-in as if he was going to make weight. I don't know, man. But like, I do feel sympathetic towards fighters. Like Paddy Pimblett talked about it. Like he just can't stop eating all that. You know, I'm Shane. Like fucking free buffet, man. I'm just fucking starving. Like he just can't stop eating because of how like skinny he gets and how quickly he turns off the tap to negative and shit food. But when fighters miss weight, Arman Sarukian was literally fucking murdered the last year because he pulled out against Islam Makhachev for what Dana White says is a weight miss. He is literally slandered. His whole career is nearly over simply because of that one moment. He did everything else in his career right. He did everything perfect. But Arman comes out. See, the UFC are fucking liars as well. Like, let's not forget that, okay? Let's not forget the UFC are fucking liars as well. Demetrius Johnson said that all they do is fucking lie. Like, Arman Sarukian still holds the position that he was injured the day before. It had nothing to do with weight. And I do believe him. I do believe him. I'd say Dana White genuinely thinks that's fucking bullshit. He just wasn't going to make the fucking weight. That's what I think. Arman weighed the backup as well, so he's never missed weight before as far as I know. He definitely hasn't because I've never heard anyone say it. So, that was so devastating when he pulled out the day before. Man, I remember being on break and work. I was just like, fuck. But anyway, I want to go back to Gastelum. Kelvin Gastelum, you can't even make middleweight anymore. Stop fucking eating so much fucking food. That's coming from me. You know, I'm quite a. Hold on, let me get this out. I'm quite a big human being. Like, I work out 6 days a week. I'm very active. I know when I'm getting heavy. I know when I need to lay off the calories. This dude is a fucking UFC fighter who's fought for belts. And he's missing weight. Like, it's a fucking. He's trying to chalk up the most amount of weight misses in the sport's history. What are you doing? What are you doing? Now, this brings me on to the kind of main talking point. Should weight classes be abolished? Should, people just walk around and fight at their natural weight? Absolutely not. I don't think so. I'll be genuinely honest with you. We'd have like 4 weight classes, 5 weight classes. Flyweight wouldn't exist. Bantamweight sure as fuck wouldn't exist. Featherweight, maybe. We would probably definitely wouldn't have a flyweight. We definitely wouldn't have a bantamweight. You know what I mean? And like, what do you do with heavyweights? What if Paddy Pimblett weighed as much as a heavyweight at one stage? Does he just go in and fight someone? We need weight classes. We need weight classes. And, I think it's genuinely up to the fighter to make the call of what weight class he should be fighting at. Just my opinion. Just my opinion. I think if you can make lightweight and you can perform at a 5-round championship fight and knock gas out, I don't see a big issue with you fighting a lightweight, if I'm being honest. I don't see a big issue with that. I know Joe Rogan is heavily against weight cutting. He thinks people should just walk around at their natural weight class. I don't think so. I don't think so. People might be a little bit better in one weight class, then they might be a little better at the next weight class. Some people are weight bullies, but some people who are weight bullies just have no gas tank and it all catches up on them eventually, and then maybe they're a bit chinny as well. So there's perks and cons of it. I just think weight cutting is a part of the sport. I wouldn't get rid of weight cutting if I'm being honest with you. Would I like to cut weight as a fighter? Fuck no. I've cooked in the sauna many. I've been in the sauna for 40 minutes. Like, it's fucking torture. It's absolutely fucking torture. But there's nothing stopping a fighter. Now, there is that case of, let's say, I'll pick, I'll use Arman as an example. Arman Tsarukyan is a lightweight. Arman Tsarukyan would not have the frame or the strength to fill out to become a welterweight, in my opinion. 15 pounds is quite a big jump considering people are raising at 170 and Arman will be moving up. You know what I mean? But then again, Makhachev's moving up. If you're better than the person, I don't think weight is gonna. Obviously, if someone's just way bigger than you, they're just gonna sit on you and shit like that. Obviously, I'm not stupid, but I think we need weight classes. I think weight classes make it interesting. To just give everyone an opportunity as well, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Like Pantoja probably wouldn't have a chance against who would like these flyweights, and it just doesn't. It just makes everything messy. How do you balance it? Like, what do you just want to fight someone and say let's fight, and then you weigh just as you get in the octagon and stuff like that? Look at Bryce Mitchell. Bryce Mitchell was kind of, smaller featherweight, then he moved up. Now he's having success. Gilbert Burns was completely weight drained at lightweight. Then he went up, fought for a undisputed world title. So I think weight cutting's actually good, if I'm being honest with you. If you do it right, like Gilbert's a prime example of doesn't cut an awful amount of weight, does it well. I feel like a lot of welterweights are quite good with not cut with with weight. They don't cut an awful lot and they quite fill out to the frame. Like JDM isn't a big, welterweight. Leon says he doesn't make weight that hard. Usman had a hard time making weight, but he's fucking huge and those ginormous, muscles. I'm just saying, um, play a factor. But what do you think? Do you think weight cutting should be abolished? Do you think Kelvin Gastelum should be cut from the sport? I think Kelvin Gastelum should be cut from the sport. It's a really interesting conversation about weight cutting, and I've never really talked about it. But let me know what you think down below, and thanks for watching.